Welcome to Spit Bucket. We're here this week in the Emporium in Brisbane. Mary-Jeanne Peabody from Craggy Range, who's going to tell us about Craggy Range, and also has kindly brought along two bottles, one of which is a Sauv Blanc, thank you very much, warm Sauv Blanc.
Just for you.
Yeah, thanks. Craggy Range, how did it all start?
Oh, my father probably has a much rosier version of being wined and dined by Mum and I and told his businesses stink, which were really all waste management businesses.
I've been watching The Sopranos.
Not in that vein, Australian waste management businesses. And we said we wanted something we could be involved in, and we all agreed that we enjoyed
be
wine.
involved in waste management?
No, we didn't feel we could at all. It's a long story, but yes, we determined that we wanted to go into the wine business, and that if we did, it was going to be very much a long-term project, a family project for the kids and the grandkids. So we decided if we were doing it, we were going to do it properly. So we met Steve in New Zealand, and he started showing us some sites. The two of which at that time, even at the beginning, that were our favourite, that are our two most important vineyards now, are Tamuna in Martinborough and Gimlet Gravels in Hawke's Bay. So we secured the land, and Dad
They are
planted
both beautiful
the first
vineyards.
They are, aren't they? And they're the key. We produce, we do only single vineyard wines, and make wines from both islands, but these are our two key vineyards.
And the future?
The future? Well, the future is, I mean, again, it's back to very much a family thing. Steve Smith lives there with his family as well. My nephew is now living there. This is a long-term family project. It will remain within, the family. There's no thoughts of taking it to much larger heights or anything. As the vineyards age, of course, the wines will get better and better, and the fruit that we will take will get better and better. We've been incredibly fortunate, and Rod will talk about that with vintages.
That'll be Rod off screen at the moment, the chief winemaker who's joining us to talk about Gimlet Gravels in a minute.
The future looks fabulous.
Okay.
The one thing you can't hurry, I guess.
What you've done is the neatest trick of all, in that you've portrayed yourselves effectively as sort of almost a boutique.
We are.
A boutique with what production would this boutique winery be pumping
We're
out?
a small family-owned winery, I guess we're not that small in production, relatively. We're probably medium in production. But what the single vineyard ethos allows us to do is make small handcrafted wine. So, some of these vineyards are tiny, tiny production.
And this is, I guess, this is the Calvert, isn't it? It is the Calvert.
Calvert, yes.
I think that's one of your more interesting, the story behind it.
This is a joint venture vineyard with three...
Central Otago.
Yes, Central Otago, Fulton Road, Bannockburn and Craggy... Fulton Road, Pyramid and Craggy Range share the fruit from Bannockburn. So it's a biodynamic vineyard. But what's so interesting then is that it really comes down... It's wonderful. Everybody starts with wonderful fruit, but the winemaking is much like cooking. It's very much relying on...
You effectively start with the same fruit.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it goes between, because it's a family, they work in Africa or something, from memory. Because I think Blair from Felton Road used to look after it, or does still look after it.
His vineyard manager does, Garrett.
And so now it does the three ways, and you each put out a wine, and it's quite a fascinating exercise to sit down with the three.
They're so different.
And
same fruit makes very different wine.
There's a line in it, but there's also differences, which I think...
Yes.
Right, okay, well we better have a quick... Now, can we skip that one?
No, you have to try this one. This is our Tamuna Sauvignon Blanc. Probably on your Spit Bucket, it has been reported before that Ken is not a lover of Sauvignon Blanc and really tries to avoid it.
Except this one, of course, which is just
Except
lovely.
this one, of course. I think what's really interesting, Tim, we have a Sauvignon Blanc vineyard in Marlborough, and essentially at one stage the two islands were joined, and geologically the soil types are very similar, but you still see a real difference between our Old Renwick and our Tamuna vineyard, which is Martinborough, and Old Renwick is Marlborough. So it is just a regional thing.
making it, is it made in exactly the same traditional manner of the Marlboroughs, or
As Marlborough?
do you fiddle a bit?
There's a very small portion that is fermented in oak.
Because it's got that textural aspect that you don't
and
get.
again, that's about texture and layers and flavour. It sits on its lees for about 4 months, and the lees are stirred back through, which again gives it texture and palate weight. I think this far more than many. Also, it's a very textural wine, which makes it a fantastic food wine. Isn't it? You feel now it has a wonderful minerality and
it's a different
slate
style,
finish to it that you won't always see with Sauvignon Blanc.
It's a better way to do something with that particular grape. Now, we've talked about Calvert and Central Otago, where it all comes from. This is the third or fourth vintage of this?
Third vintage, Rod?
First one was 06?
Yes. Third vintage.
6, 7, 8, 9. Wouldn't make
Fourth vintage.
You have people who can count.
And I mean, you certainly see Otago in the
but
fruit.
it's not that completely
Pretty.
way over the
Yes.
top. Almost non-Pinot.
It's not overly opulent, is
No.
it? It has, well, what do you see, Mr. Gargett?
Again, you got that really silky texture. And you've got lots of dark fruits, and it's got terrific length. That you'd be happy to drink that.
Oh, it's fabulous.
You actually sell it, or you just take it all home and drink it?
I haven't sold a lot of Calvert, but the older... Well,
Sell, not seller.
Sell. We don't have a lot to sell, but yes, we sell to ourselves.
Yeah.
No, it is... We're getting there. You will see it on the market. Not in huge amounts, but it's up there.
Right, okay. Well, look, anything else you want to tell us?
I think for us the most exciting thing is how the level of wine that we're producing now and the future only augurs well, in the sense that the one thing you can't do much about is age and vine age, and that will only get better and better.
Well, now, how long ago was the? I was looking through stuff the other day and I found the brochure for the opening.
2003.
That long ago?
Yes. Our first vintage was 2001, which we tasted at the 03 opening. Yes, so we're getting a bit of age under our belt, but
Okay. Thank you very much for coming on Spit Bucket.
thank you.
We spit so you don't have to.
Thank you very much.
Make me say that.